Welcome back to the channel Chem Pacific. In this video, I'm going to give you a detailed explanation of a very important question, which actually is a memory-based question of CSIR NET, February 2022. Before we get started, if you're new to our channel, don't forget to subscribe to our channel. And if you like your video, do press the like button now. Let's get started. Now, say students, I have actually taken a single question for this video because I wanted to explain you elaborately and in a detailed form. So, बहुत धीरे-धीरे हम series में complete करें. My motto is to explain you in a extremely detailed, to give you a very detailed explanation in this problem. So, in this problem, they're asking for the total number of the CO stretching bands in this IR spectrum of one octahedral geometry, and they're asking for the facial and the meridianal isomers, and in the TBP structure, they're asking for the axial and the equatorial configuration. नाउ यहाँ पे एक चीज़ मुझे आप लोग को इन्फॉर्म करना है. पहले ही जब इस टाइप ऑफ बैंड्स होते हैं तो स्टूडेंट सोचेंगे कि हम जियोमेट्री के थ्रू कर सकते हैं. इन दैट केस मैं आपको बताना चाहती हूँ. फॉर एग्जांपल मैं एक ऑक्टाहेड्रल जियोमेट्री ले रही हूँ जहाँ पे सारे लिगैंड्स सेम है. सिंस यू हैविंग ऑल, दिस इज वन ऑक्टाहेड्रल जियोमेट्री. Okay, so since you're having all the CO ligands similar, you will definitely say it's because all of them are equivalent, and that is why you are getting one band. Fine, no issue with this. But if you substitute any one of the ligand with a different ligand, okay, any one of the CO ligand with a different ligand, and then if you say that in this case, in this geometry, you can find out there are two different types of carbonyls. One, they're the equatorial ones, okay, and the other is the axial one. So therefore, you will definitely conclude that there will be two bands. In that case, I'm sorry to tell you, the answer is incorrect. Why is it so? Because यहाँ पे हम आपको बताना चाहते हैं कि जो भी हम आयर बैंड्स करते हैं वो हम जियोमेट्री से नहीं करते हैं, हम करते हैं फ्रॉम द पॉइंट ग्रुप. Using the group theory. So ये आपको बहुत अच्छे से, क्योंकि ग्रुप थ्योरी से ही हम CO बैंड्स करते हैं. So इसके बारे में मैं थोड़ा डिटेल में आप लोगों को एक्सप्लेन करना चाहती हूँ. So first of all, let us talk about the symmetry. So this can be divided into two parts. One is the higher symmetry, and the other is of lower symmetry. About this, I would like to give you some information. Higher symmetry means you can consider the octahedral or the tetrahedral, DNH or DND. So these actually fall under the higher symmetry category. And about the lower symmetry, you have CNV, CS and CN. जब symmetry high होता है, in the case of higher symmetry, what happens? When the higher the symmetry of the complex, then lower will the stretching frequency band. So higher bands, so CO bands होगा. So higher the symmetry, you have lower CO bands. Lower stretching frequency bands. And inversely, lower the symmetry, you have higher CO bands. And one more information I would like to give you, that in the case of C2V, ध्यान से देखो, this is very important. In the case of C2V और CS, आपको कुछ करने की ज़रूरत ही नहीं है. अगर आपको point group C2V और नहीं तो CS आएंगे, directly you can say that the total number of CO bands will be directly equal to the total number of CO units. मतलब जितना आपको CO ligand रहेंगे उस geometry पे, उस particular जो you are having, for example, if you are having 5 CO geometries, CO ligands in that particular geometry, then the answer will be there will be 5 CO bands. ठीक है. So ये information बहुत ज़्यादा important है, बहुत ही ज़्यादा important है. So let's recapitulate. So you are having two types of symmetry. One is of higher and lower. In the case of the higher, you are having octahedral, tetrahedral, DNH and DND. Agar higher symmetry hota hai, you will notice that the number of CO bands will be lower. You will find less number of CO bands. And exactly opposite hota hai, jab lower symmetry hota hai, the CN, CS and CN, there will be more number of CO bands. And अगर उसका point group C2V or CS है, so always remember the total number of CO bands will be equal to the total number of the CO unit. तो अभी let us now discuss on the exam point of view. जो भी क्वेश्चन हमारे पास आए थे हम उसके बारे में थोड़ा डिटेल में डिस्कस करना चाहते हैं. तो फर्स्ट जो आए थे ऑक्टाहेड्रल फेशियल, ठीक है, फेशियल ऑक्टाहेड्रल ज्योमेट्री. तो फेशियल ऑक्टाहेड्रल हाउ वी रिप्रेजेंट, यू सी द थ्री ligands जो है they all are cis to each other and the other three CO ligands all of them are cis to each other, ठीक है. And you can imagine that this ligand, it is making, if you join them with an imaginary line you will find a triangle, ठीक है. यहाँ पर भी if you drawing with an imaginary line you will find a triangle, ठीक है. So the first point is that all 3L ligands as well as all the 3 CO ligands, they all are cis to each other. Clear? And one more point I would like to mention, always remember that the plane containing, this is very important, that the plane containing the 3 CO ligand is parallel to the plane containing 3L ligands, ठीक है. दिस इज अ सेकेंड पॉइंट, यू मस्ट कीप इट इन योर माइंड. तो ये हमें फेशियल के बारे में इंफॉर्मेशन मिल गया है. थोड़ा सा अभी हम इसका जो पॉइंट ग्रुप है उसके बारे में डिस्कस करेंगे. सो एज आई सेड दैट इन दिस केस ऑल द 3 CO they are cis to each other and all the 3L are also cis to each other. Clear? So एक imaginary triangle मैंने आप लोगों को बताए थे that if you connect them with imaginary lines you will get one triangle and these two planes they are actually parallel to each other. So what will happen, if you consider, so you will find कोई भी अगर आपका triangle होता है, ठीक है, तो वहाँ पे equilateral triangle होता है तो वहाँ पे you will always find one C3 axis. So this is very important. So this C3 axis is actually passing through the center of a triangle. If you consider this to be triangle 1 and this to be triangle 2, so it is passing through the triangle 1, to the center of the triangle 1 and the center of the triangle 2. So in this case, it is very much clear to us that the facial isomer is having the principal axis as a C3 axis. इसे थोड़ा सा draw करना 2 dimensional में थोड़ा सा difficult हो रहा है, but एक C3 axis will be like this. So ऐसा कर सकते हो. It is passing through the center of both the triangles approximately. ठीक है? Now see, this C3 axis will contain one plane, sigma V plane. ठीक है? This C3 axis will be containing one sigma V plane which is going to contain these 3 atoms. ठीक है? This sigma V plane, अगर यहाँ पे एक sigma V plane आपको दिखेंगे, then you can easily find out that this CO, they will turn out to be equivalent to each other. They're reflecting each other and they will turn out to be equivalent. And this is the different one. So because of this 1 and 2, you will be getting one band, and because of this, you will be getting the other band. So therefore in the case of facial, so as because you are having sigma v plane, I already mentioned, तो अगर sigma v plane आपको एक भी दिख गया, so you will be getting 3 sigma v plane. So इसका point group हो जाएंगे C3V. Clear? And ये अगर एक plane है which is parallel to the C3 principal axis, now this plane will reflect this two as we, and you will find this two will turn out to be equivalent to each other, and the other one is this. As a result of which, in the case of the facial octahedral isomer, you will be getting 2 bands. Two CO bands. I hope this is clear to all of you. This is very important. Okay? Now let us move on to the other one, the other isomer, that is the meridianal. Now meridianal isomer, how is this represented? In the case of meridianal isomer, you will find out that the any two ligands, these two ligands will be trans to each other and the other you keep over here. Clear? And the similar way, you can say the two CO ligands, they are trans to each other and the other is in this position. Then in the case of the meridianal, you see, in this case, the plane containing three L ligands is perpendicular to the plane containing 3 CO ligands. So this is the main important differentiation between the facial and the meridian. Facial में तीनों ही adjacent sides occupy करते हैं. यहाँ पे 2 they remain trans to each other and the other becomes cis to the first one. So this is very important, and the plane containing the 3L, that is perpendicular to the plane containing the 3 CO ligands. Now you see, now we have to find out the point group, because without point group it is not possible for us to determine the CO band. So यहाँ पे अगर आप point group देखते हो, you will find out one axis like C2 axis, right? You will find out one C2 axis which is diagonally passing through this. ठीक है? So now this C2 axis will be, so you are having the C2 axis as a principal axis. This C2 axis will be containing one plane, will be containing one sigma V plane containing the atoms this and this and this. ठीक है? So this will be containing the atoms this. So definitely हमें क्या मिल गया? हमें मिल गया एक और सिग्मा वी प्लेन. ना एक सिग्मा वी प्लेन जब आपको मिल ही जाता है, यू नो आपके पास टोटल 2 sigma v plane, so the total point group will be C2V. Now the interesting part is when it is C2V which is of lower symmetry, I already informed you in that case what happens. In that case the total number of CO bands is equal to the total number of CO units. यहाँ पे कितना CO लिगैंड है? यहाँ पे हमारे पास है 1, 2 and 3. So this, the answer will be 3. So here you are getting 3 CO bands in the IR spectrum. Clear? I hope this is very much clear to you. तो मैंने इसलिए इसे एक ही क्वेश्चन मैंने इस वीडियो में कर रही हूँ ताकि मैं बहुत अच्छे से धीरे से आप लोगों को इसे डिटेल में एक्सप्लेन कर सकूँ. तो ये हमारा कंप्लीट हो गया है. सो वी ऑलरेडी गॉट इन द केस ऑफ द मेरिडायनल, हाउ मच वी गॉट? 3. इन द केस ऑफ द मेरिडायनल वी गॉट 3 CO bands, है ना? इन द केस ऑफ फेशियल वी गॉट टिल नाउ 2. Clear? Now let us move on to the TBP structure. They are asking for the axial and the equatorial. So this is the TBP structure. And this is the axial. If you consider the axial geometry, how it is going to be represented? Obviously, the ligand will be placed in the axial position, and the rest they will be occupied by the CO. Clear? So first of all, what we need to do is we have to find out the point group. So in this case, obviously it is very easy. तो यहाँ पे आप लोगों को दिख ही रहा है. So this is your, कोई भी triangle होता है तो you must get one C3 axis. Mostly you get one C3 axis. So you have this C3 axis. जब आपको C3 axis मिल गया है, आपको एक sigma V plane चाहिए. So sigma V plane will be containing this ligand, this, and it will pass through this. Then what will we find? अगर if this is your sigma V plane which is parallel, है ना? So this is, यहाँ पे आपको एक sigma V plane which is parallel to this. Then what will happen? So अगर हम इसे ऐसे draw कर लेते हैं, so this is your sigma V plane. ठीक है? तो अगर आपको एक भी सिग्मा वी प्लेन मिल जाता है तो डेफिनेटली यू कैन से यू विल बी गेटिंग 3 सिग्मा वी प्लेन. कैसे बाकी 3 सिग्मा वी प्लेन? सेम स्टोरी, जैसे कि मैंने इस कार्बोनिल को लेके इन दोनों को बाइसेक्ट किया, आप कोई भी दूसरा कार्बोनिल को लेके बाकी दो को कर सकते हो, इसे भी लेके आप बाकी दो को कर सकते हो. यू विल बी गेटिंग 3 सिग्मा वी प्लेन एंड द पॉइंट ग्रुप विल टर्न आउट टू बी 3 सिग्मा वी. अगर ये ऐसा प्लेन है, फॉर एग्जाम्पल आई एम कंटेनिंग दिस कार्बोनिल ग्रुप से मैं सिग्मा वी प्लेन कर रही हूँ एंड दिस इज बाइसेक्टिंग दिस टू. सो व्हाट विल हैपन? इट इज क्लियरली विजिबल टू यू दैट दिस, in that case this two will reflect each other and this two will turn out to be equivalent. क्लियर? जब ये इक्विवेलेंट हो जाएंगे तो आपको इनकी वजह से एक पिक मिलेंगे and then you will be getting the second peak due to this and the third peak due to this. ठीक है? So you are getting 1 due to 2 equivalent. So it is representing the this plus 1 plus 1. So you will be getting total 3 CO bands. I hope this is clear to you. Clear? So ये हमारा हो गया है axial. ठीक है? Now we are going to discuss about the equatorial. So it is very easy. Equatorial geometry में the ligand will now be positioned at the equatorial position and बाकी जो CO है they are going to occupy the rest sites. Now what will happen? See, यहाँ पे पहले तो हमें क्या करना है? The first thing हमारे जो माइंड पे है, that is we need to find out the point group. Okay, without point group it is not possible to find out. Now this point group you can say it is passing through this and this will turn out to be your C2 axis and this is going to be your C2 axis. अगर ये C2 axis है तो आपको एक point group मिल गया C2. ठीक है? यही पॉइंट को लेके यू विल बी गेटिंग वन प्लेन एज वेल एंड अगर यही प्लेन आपको मिलेंगे एक भी सिग्मा अलोंग दिस पैरेलल टू दिस यू गेट वन सिग्मा वी प्लेन, राइट? ठीक है? सो अगर एक सिग्मा वी प्लेन मिलेंगे यू विल बी हैविंग 2 sigma v plane because it is C2. So therefore the point group is C2 which is of lower symmetry. And as already discussed, अगर C2V या CS होता है then the total number of bands will be equal to the total number of CO ligands. यहाँ पे CO ligands है 1, 2, 3, 4. Since there are 4 number of CO ligands, you will be getting 4 CO bands in IR spectrum. So I hope this is clear to all of you. This is a bit complicated, that's why I only have chosen one question for this video. I hope you like it. Thank you for watching our video. Thank you.